Top of the Hour News is brought to you by House Products. Visit houseproducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Check out all the latest in news, events, trucking information, and podcasts at Red Eye Radio's website at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com.
Eric Harvey for Valley Chrome Plating. Drivers, if you're looking to outshine everyone rolling down the road, look no further than Valley Chrome Plating, your one-stop shop for premium chrome and stainless bumpers, plus a huge inventory of stainless accessories for all makes and models. Valley Chrome will always outshine and outlast the competition. Their products are made with the highest manufacturing standards, made right here in the USA. Family-owned and operated, Valley Chrome Plating has been putting a shine on America since 1961. Check out valleychrome.com today. Valleychrome.com.
Winter weather predictions can be unreliable. Be prepared for whatever's in store this year with Howe's Diesel Treat and Howe's Diesel Lifeline. The nation's #1 anti-gel, Diesel Treat is the only guaranteed anti-gel on the market. And Diesel Lifeline has absolutely no harmful alcohol and requires no mixing or fuel filter replacements. Available nationwide, Howe's products are designed to keep you rolling through the toughest conditions. Howe's, tested, trusted, guaranteed. Visit houseproducts.com.
Tom Bodette here, thinking about all the goofy stuff you only seem to find at truck stops. Somebody must be buying all those alligator eyeballs that are really just marbles, but I bet they're just delirious from driving all night. Well, if you start to think a bobblehead cow seems like a good investment, wheel on into Motel 6. There's over 1,400 locations and many have truck parking, so you can sleep on it before you buy that commemorative mud flap. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Were you hopeful for less chance of an inspection delay at the roadside in 2021? Compared to the 2020 pandemic year, you were disappointed as inspection likelihood rose from 2020 levels substantially. That's according to the new comprehensive analysis from Overdrive Magazine's decade-long CSA's Data Trail series. But the 2022 series update shows that state truck enforcement departments still aren't back to pre-COVID inspection levels. Learn more about this today. There are some new risks, though, in rising moving violations as well as hours of service detention. You can determine your own roadside risk with 48 state rankings in many inspection and violation categories. Download the full report via overdriveonline.com. Navigate to the regulations section to find the CSA's Data Trail 2022 update. That's overdriveonline.com in the regulations section. And check out CSA's Data Trail 2022 update today.
The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is excited to once again offer its diabetes prevention program, Driving Down Diabetes. This free CDC-approved year-long program begins January 9, 2023, with live webinars focusing on nutrition, movement, stress management, sleep, and more. Sponsored by Southern Recipe, this program is for those at risk not already diagnosed with diabetes. Go to truckersfund.org, take the risk assessment located under the Health and Wellness tab, and sign up today.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm Peter King. Panama City, Florida is cleaning up after a tornado touchdown. Eastern Massachusetts and Maine are getting hammered by high winds and heavy rain. And in between, CBS's Jared Hill says there's flooding and more.
The storm brought gusting winds that uprooted trees and heavy downpours that led to flooding throughout the mid-Atlantic and parts of lower New England.
It's a little miserable out. It'd be more fun if it was snow.
The snow did blanket parts of the Midwest, making driving dangerous in Nebraska and Iowa.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken has just wrapped up a visit with Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas in the occupied West Bank. The State Department says talks were productive. The Secretary reaffirmed the U.S. support for a two-state solution. Here's CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Blinken will also travel today to Bahrain to continue his efforts to try to prevent a widening of Israel's war with Hamas. At the UN, the Palestinian ambassador said he and other Arab leaders would continue to push the Security Council to call for a ceasefire.
This is our compass. Everything we do, it has to lead us
in the direction of a ceasefire.
There is still no end in sight to the war.
Alaska Airlines passengers are telling their stories about last week's door plug blowout. Kelly Bartlett says first there was a big bang.
We hear a big I keep calling it an explosion, a loud bang, and the plane filled with wind. The air mask dropped, and it was just really scary because you know that something is clearly wrong, but as passengers, we didn't know what.
NTSB investigators say they're looking at the possibility that bolts were improperly installed or not installed at all. Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets are grounded. The company's CEO promises accountability and transparency. 3 GOP presidential candidates will make their pitches to Iowa voters in 2 separate events tonight.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former United Nations Ambassador Nikki Haley will debate on CNN. Former President Donald Trump will not, even though he qualified to be a part of it. He'll be participating in a Fox News town hall at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Both events will take place in Des Moines, Iowa, just days before the state's first in the nation caucuses on January 15th. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Trump's attorneys have been arguing his case for presidential immunity in a Washington appeals court. CBS's Scott McFarland says some of those arguments had nothing to do with the case.
Donald Trump was sitting in the front row right behind his attorney, who synthesized into his legal arguments a criticism of President Biden's handling of the border, a criticism of former President Clinton, and the attorney also made reference to Trump being the leader in all the polls. That sounds like stuff from the campaign stump.
The S&P futures down a half. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your home and auto. Save what you want. Get a quote at progressive.com. That's progressive.com. If you haven't switched to Medicare, you have 2 big reasons to at least.
Alrighty then, said Wayman. Alrighty then. I thought in the newspaper. Somebody else got shot. Missed for 3 days of trouble, woman found dead, called the hospital. Oh, my Lord.
You can save a lot in one bill. If you switch to Medishare, the typical family saves $500 a month. Secondly, your conscience. Medishare members aren't forced to pay for things they don't support or believe in, and that's a big deal for a lot of people right now. They want their money to actually help them. And one more reason, you can trust Medishare. It's been the gold standard for healthcare sharing for more than 30 years. It works. The members love it too. It has double the member satisfaction rating compared to health insurance. So now's a great time to consider making the switch. They are very easy to talk to. Medishare has great customer service. You can call now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here's the number. It's 877.
80 seconds.
877.
Pat on my shoulder. Pick up your weapon and follow me.
A barber is giving back to his city by giving free haircuts to the homeless. KHOU-TV's Maria Aguilera has his story.
In the heart of Houston, cutting hair is Christian Comedi's gift to others.
Maybe I can make a change in the homeless community with a guy dating.
Morning, Melissa.
Every Monday and Tuesday for over a year, he sets up, and for hours, he cuts.
You look like a new man as
until his clippers die.
At the end of the day, it's all up to you to get back up on your feet, you know?
This is his way of giving back.
It's okay to ask for help sometimes, though.
That's what it is.
Comedy.
Ask for some help.
But he says,
I don't mind asking for help.
each week downtown,
About me
leave
too.
him fulfilled.
It kind of makes me feel good that I can change lives from one haircut at a time, you know?
I'm Peter King, CBS News.
Summertime is come and gone, and cooler weather is here. Now is a great time to update your exterior living space and lock in a bit of warmth during these cooler months. That's right, not only do we have shades that can help cool your patio, but we have shades that can help keep your patio warm as well. Let our design team at Just Blinds help select just the right look and feel for your space. Schedule an estimate or stop by our showroom in Prattville and let our designers walk you through the very latest in beautiful and affordable options. Get started by visiting GoJustBlinds.com.
Having repairs done in your apartment should never come with strings attached, like being harassed and constantly pressured for sexual use.
My landlord told me my rent would be free. I gave him something in exchange.
The Fair Housing Act protects you from harassment by anyone associated with your housing, including someone making unwanted sexual advances. If this happens to you, file a complaint with HUD. No strings attached. To learn more, visit HUD.gov/fairhousing. If you fear for your safety, call 911. A public service message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
We're all juggling life, a career, and trying to build a little bit of wealth. The Brown Ambition Podcast with host Mandy and Tiffany, the budget beast that can help. When it comes to financial stuff, gather friends, confidants,
I just can't help believing when you smile so gentle, when you hold me.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. All the money today guaranteed. Can't wait weeks for your tax refund? Then don't. At Jackson Hewitt, get money today. If you're approved for a no-fee refund advance loan on a prepaid card, move today at jacksonhewitt.com. No-fee refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
It's going to be a cool day today, but at least it's dry. Temperatures up around 53 under a mostly sunny sky. The wind will be much lighter today as well. Cold tonight, but not too bad for this time of year, down to 36 degrees. I do not expect it to frost. We'll have a few more clouds around tomorrow, moving in the lower 60s. How about that? Enjoy that. Showers and storms are then possible tomorrow night, and likely Friday, and there is a risk of severe weather Friday morning through Friday afternoon. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seaweed for News Radio 14.
Montgomery's Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven, on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good here. Wednesday kicks off with no major problems. Interstate system's moving smoothly into the Tri-County area from Grant and Greenville. No problems on 231 southbound jumping northbound of Troy. You keep listening, we'll keep you posted. Festival Plaza has it all. Stop at Bougie Nails and Spa, share experience and more. Festival Plaza Taylor and Fall, a Collier's managed development. Buckle up, run back, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Wednesday. Severe weather caused widespread damage in our area in North State live during a storm. Prattville first responders rescued people from floodwaters and several businesses downtown severely shut down. In Millbrook, more flooding in apartment complexes in Houston County, Wolverine Valley, Salvation emergency.
You're up to the lid.
We have low water pressure here. Boiling tap water. Solid City schools will remain closed this morning. Year-old student. Official state classes will resume there tomorrow. I'm Chaz Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? Did you know that it's just hormones?
I did not make it.
Men's health, and I started this clinic to
Except
for men. Your
I
testosterone
only made one New Year's resolution. Only one.
resolutions can feel like
And that was
even more
to try.
these things tend to
It may not work out, but to try to be a better person than I was last year.
Montgomery Men's Health has your back. For years, we've effectively treated easy and low.
That's right. That's my only New Year's resolution. That's it.
Dialed in just for you.
I'll break all the rest of
Same-day
them.
booking, you can meet our passionate team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how
All right, it's PT today.
It's time to feel amazing.
That's why I got my PT uniform on. Okay.
Right now, and let
Here we go. All the way. Everybody, every day. C-130 rolling down the strip.
Time of year, and let's face it, most of them won't stick. But
Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip.
All year long. The Vibes.
Mission
Vibes
take the nation unknown. I don't even know if I'm coming home.
The nose and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when
Get
everyone
motivated,
is
that's all.
sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses.
That destination unknown thing, that gets you every
And
time.
come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other
Hey,
allergens.
Doug, where we going?
Medications that can take
You'll
time
know
to
when you
help
get
if
there.
they're effective at all.
Okay.
Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs.
This new year's resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G. Clean nose.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped us so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And here we go.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The
Yes,
moment where you
you
take a
did.
deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine once again. For it is once more time, it is one more time that you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. I'd say that's a lot to be thankful for this morning. So the first words out of your mouth this morning should be, thank you, Lord, for another day. One more that was not promised. Good morning, I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time to rise and shine. But before we do anything, we go to our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is January the 10th, 2024. Today's daily bread is simply entitled, A Call to Prayer. Our scripture insight today comes from Nehemiah 1:4-11. Nehemiah 1:4 reads, I sat down and wept. I mourned, fasted, and prayed before the God of heaven. Govern yourselves accordingly. And again, it is January the 10th, 2024. It is a day that has never been. It is a day that will never, ever be again. It is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things today that you should have done that you don't. And more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, January the 10th, 2024, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. If you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many, many yesterdays. And if we're blessed, given the grace, mercy, and charity of God, we may, I'm not sure, but we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with it? I don't know. But whatever you do, make sure you reach back and give somebody else a helping hand every once in a while. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live your life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two, we all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must. Rest only if you can. But you never quit. You never give up. Because quitters never win. And winners will lose a game or two. But they never give up. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. Well, whatever you do, put one foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. And no matter what happens to you on this day, January the 10th, remember this. It is a great day. Like all the days of old, it is a great day to be alive. Good morning to you. A call to prayer. That's our daily bread for this day, January the 10th. We'll be back. Hopefully. Don't take anything for granted.
Thanks for joining us for today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading titled, A Call to Prayer, was written by Allison Kida. Abraham Lincoln confided to a friend, I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. In the horrific years of the American Civil War, President Lincoln not only spent time in fervent prayer, but also called the country to join him. In 1861, he proclaimed a day of humiliation, prayer, and fasting. And he did so again in 1863, stating, it is the duty of nations as well as of men to own their dependence upon the overruling power of God, to confess their sins and transgressions in humble sorrow, yet with assured hope that genuine repentance will lead to mercy and pardon. In the book of Nehemiah, after the Israelites had been captives in Babylon for 70 years, King Cyrus decreed that any Israelites who wanted to return to Jerusalem could return. When Nehemiah, an Israelite and cupbearer to the king of Babylon, learned that those who had returned were in great trouble and disgrace, he sat down and wept and spent days mourning, fasting, and praying. He wrestled in prayer for his nation, and later he too called his people to fast and pray. Centuries later, in the days of the Roman Empire, the Apostle Paul similarly urged his readers to pray for those in authority. Our God still hears our prayers about matters that affect the lives of others. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Nehemiah chapter 1, verses 4 through 11. When I heard these things, I sat down and wept. For some days I mourned and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. Then I said, Lord, the God of heaven, the great and awesome God, who keeps his covenant of love with those who love him and keep his commandments, let your ear be attentive and your eyes open to hear the prayer your servant is praying before you day and night for your servants, the people of Israel. I confess the sins we Israelites, including myself and my father's family, have committed against you. We have acted very wickedly toward you. We have not obeyed the commands, decrees, and laws you gave your servant Moses. Remember the instruction you gave your servant Moses, saying, If you are unfaithful, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me and obey my commands, then, even if your exiled people are at the farthest horizon, I will gather them from there and bring them to the place I have chosen as a dwelling for my name. They are your servants and your people, whom you redeemed by your great strength and your mighty hand. Lord, let your ear be attentive to the prayer of this your servant, and to the prayer of your servants who delight in revering your name. Give your servant success today by granting him favor in the presence of this man. I was cupbearer to the king. Let's pray. Dear Father, thank you for hearing our prayers. Please create in us humble hearts and a desire to live lives that honor you. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Time to rise and shine, people. Time to get up. Let's go to work. PT today. It's Wednesday. We got to do it.
All the way, gotta be
rough and tough, airborne, every day, we run,
to the sun, no sweat, not a
oh, get it, girl, down in the mess hall on my knees,
down in the mess hall on my knees.
we got nothing to eat but a can of beans, time to get up, let's rise and shine. And the meat was bad. Not really, that's just in the song. We didn't sell bad meat. You know darn well that you can't eat that. Depends how hungry you are. Here we go. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough, airborne, all the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, needs a breeze. Now that I'm here, I want to do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
All the way, airborne, all the way.
Drive it on, drive it on.
All the way, airborne, all the way.
Drive it on, drive it on. Early one morning in the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. 1 minute. The cheering blow.
All the way, airborne, all the way.
Always took an extra minute for me, though.
Driving on, all the way, airborne.
But they never would give it to me.
Driving on, driving on. Here we go.
Here we go. All the way.
Gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
And tough.
Airborne.
Airborne.
All the way. All right. Time for PT. We got to do it. Somebody get Sergeant Smith out here along with me. Let's call Kate. Tell the Sergeant Major first, and everybody else to get out here. Let's go run it. Ho! Hard work. Oh, yeah. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay.
Hard work.
Oh, yeah. I get up by the 2:45 and earn my pay. Oh, yeah. Hard work. And go to work. Hard work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Hard work.
Make the call.
Hard work.
Working on the doors in the morning.
Hard work. Let's go to work. Oh, yeah. Woo! Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.
You gotta do it right.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Hard work. Son, I'm ready to rock.
Hard work.
I'm earning my pay.
Hard work, do it every day. Come on. Woo. All right. Where we at? Hard work. On the airplane. In the early morning rain.
Hard work. That's what they say.
Hard work. Hard work. Woo. Hard work. Oh, yeah. Hard work. How many steps I got out of this? Hard work. Hard work.
The mission is go.
Hard work.
That's what you say.
Hard work. I earned my pay. Woo! Keep going. Don't stop. Hard work. Woo. Okay. Woo. Okay. Somebody tell the cooks in the mess hall to give me some of that cream beef on a plate with some onions on it. I'll be there in a minute. And somebody heat up the coffee. And don't forget the toast. And don't forget the biscuits. All right, then. Let's go to. Let's get it on. And now let's pay homage to all of our armed forces of the United States of America. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force. Don't really know what they do, but okay. And again, let's take a little time to give some honor to our local heroes. Montgomery Sanitation Department, the Montgomery Police Department, the Montgomery Fire Department. What else? I forget. Police, fire. I forget anybody? Oh, the Sheriff Department. Yeah, I got to have Sheriff Department. You got to sheriff. All right, so good morning to those guys also. You know, I wonder, does anybody appreciate me doing this every morning for them? Acknowledging their sacrifices. I wonder if anybody ever noticed it. I mean, you don't have to. I just like to know that we appreciate you. That's all. We appreciate you. I mean, some of y'all tick us off at times, but that's okay. We tick you off too, so it all works out in the end. Anyway, good morning. Not forgetting anybody? Oh, Montgomery Sanitation, not Montgomery Transportation, MARTA, or whatever they call it. I know a few people work over at the bus station over there. Good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. And anybody gave you any trouble on the bus, just put them off. Send them home to their parents or somebody. All right, then. That's a new one this year. The Montgomery bus service. Yeah, we appreciate it. Now, this summertime, if y'all can kind of get some air conditioning on the buses, we're going to be all right. Oh, yeah, the Montgomery Public School, can y'all put some air conditioning on the buses? I mean, come on, really? You make these kids go around in the summertime with no air on the bus? What's up with that? I'm just saying. I didn't even know that till last year. I'm just saying. How would you like to ride on a bus with 30 people and no heat, no air conditioning? Yeah, you'd be upset too. I can't even get in the car without air in the summertime. And ain't nobody in there but me, 98% of the time. And good morning, Maxwell and Gunner. It's time to rise and shine. Let me say good morning to the Alabama National Guard, my old army dogs out there. If you don't have a set of jump wings on, you're step dog. You got to get some jump wings, or I still give you some respect, but I give you more respect if you got some wings on the chest. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just saying. Now, anybody can fly in an airplane, but can you put knees in the breeze, baby? That's what I'm talking about. Knees in the breeze. Oh, yeah. That's better than, okay, maybe it ain't that good, but it's all right. Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and the United States. Jarheads. Bum, 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 bum. All righty then. How's everybody doing this morning? All right, now today we're gonna bring on a different little segment today. Soon my guests get here around 7 o'clock, something like that. And we're going to talk about something that everybody talks about, but we talk at each other and we don't talk to each other sometimes. And it's called what's the name of what's the name of the segment we got started today? I mean, it's like right now it's gonna go one Wednesday a month. We're gonna talk about it. If y'all like it, we're gonna do it. Maybe 2 Wednesdays or something like that. Let me see. I got it right here. It goes right here. All right. Now, Pastor Willie Knight and Milner and other people from out the community are going to be involved in this because it is time that we have the conversation. Now, not about drugs, but it's worse than drugs. And one of the things we're going to talk about this day, not right now, not at the moment, but later on, and it's called family life and how to keep it strong. One of the things that we know about our society today, that our family structure, it's never been perfect, but it's really bad today. It's so bad that people don't know when it's good. It's been eviscerated with all kinds of the society would call it blended families. They call it all kinds of things, alternative families. They call everything, but the structure of the family has not changed. Now we try to change it to fulfill whatever wayward kind of thinking that we have sometimes, but it's called family and how to keep it strong. Now, we've heard the psychologists, we've heard the sociologists, okay, we heard the psychiatrists, and we've heard the counselors, but none of them, with all that education, has really been able to change the dynamics of the family. So we thought that we would have a regular old conversation for regular guys, regular men and women who make up those families. And we're going to have sociologists. We can hopefully I'll get some participation with some of our colleagues. We got Faulkner, we got AUM, we got Alabama State University, and let's see if those institutions really want to be part of the solution to the problems that we have. We're going to try to bring in law enforcement, people who deal with our children on the streets on an everyday basis, people from the prison complex, which is what it is. We're going to see if we can get some of those people to join us in our conversation monthly. Because it's if we don't figure out how to get this together, the rest of us are just going down the drain with it. Our kids, yesterday, we can't even go 10 days and 7 days into the year without having multiple people killed. We ended last year somebody being killed, and I believe that if we look back at all of these murders and all of these things, you will find the 800-pound gorilla, and that 800-pound gorilla is family, or the lack thereof. So we're going to bring some guys up here today. We had a conversation, and we would implore you to participate and suggest people who you want to hear from. Because I tell you, if the only time you see the police, I mean, if the only time you see your family is through bars, we have an issue. Okay, and if the only time the police come to your house is when somebody's got shot, killed, beat up, or whatever the case may be, wrong reason to call. Okay, so we're gonna do something like that one for a couple of hours. We're gonna talk about the family, and I would really appreciate a concerted effort for us to. I'm gonna let these guys run it for the most part. I'll just chip in every once in a while. But what is the problem with our families? What it's and I hear people say, well, the government this and the government that. Well, the government never told a man to not be involved with his children. Never told him that. Now they did say, yeah, if you're gonna be living there, you need to provide for them. Other than that, you need to go. If you're gonna live in it, and I can listen. There's some reason to that too. There's a reason for that. But the government never told a father, don't take care of your kids, don't visit them, don't go check on them. Do you even know what they look like? Never said, woman, stop telling the dad. Never said, woman, you stop denying the dad his opportunity to bond with his kids. And I will tell you something. If you don't bond with your children, if there's no bonding, they're not yours. Oh, they kids, all right. They young adults, they're kids. But if you never had the opportunity to bond with them, that is one of the problems we have in our community. A man or a woman that bonds with their child will do their best to move heaven and earth to make sure that they're taken care of. The problem is the bonding process has been almost eliminated with some families. They're not family. They're just somebody else that you say is mine. Okay. How do we fix some of the family problems? You fix most of the family problems by bonding. People spend some time together. I'm just saying, you make them spend some time together and get to know one another. Okay. Anyway, we'll talk about that later on. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. It's talking to all since 6:35 in the morning on this Wednesday morning, hump day. I don't know why they call it hump day, but okay. I guess I figure you get to hear it, then you want to make the other two. I feel it. Anyway, so let's take a break, and we'll come back. Uno momento, if you know what I mean. Remember this song. 1 minute to 16. The next minute to 26. And then the 36. And the 46. And if you're lucky, 56 and 60. Where does the time go? Just remember, it is the only thing in this life, in this whole universe, it cannot be stopped. That's time. Use it wisely. We'll be back.
Weather forecast. Montgomery's by lunch traffic brought to you by on News Radio 1440. Teams out there. It's hard to think about one. Maybe those maybe felt differently. They announced Jamie Gaming to be the sports team. Sports team. League of Legends team didn't even know how to championship. They went from the third place finish in 2022 to winning 3 different events during the 2023 season. Ministry, switch to Medicare, to the reasons for these people. So much needs to be done. It should make sense to be able to say, you can say that I have an influx of which is Medicare, but then you say thousands of dollars a month. Secondly, Medicare members have to support the reason. That's a big deal for you. And one more reason, you can trust Medicare. It's been the gold standard for healthcare service for more than 30 years. It works. The members love it. It has double the member satisfaction rate compared to health insurance. So now is a great time to consider making the switch, and they are very easy to talk to. Medicare has great customer service. You can call now and get a price. 51 Bible. 51 Bible. 51. So tasty and good for perfect easy stuff. What else from people? Just like Coca-Cola, Colonel Sanders. Hey, it's a secret. I don't get to get out of this. What happened this place? I think that's a good idea. Then on a slice of bread. I know. What's going on?
Tell you like it really is. The Show. On News Radio 1440.
All righty then, we are back. Good morning. It's time for the word of the day and the lessons of life. Good morning to you. How's everybody doing? The word of the day is it's my way of sort of helping you grow your vocabulary. How you can tell your boss where to put it, and he'll shake your hand and give you a raise when you tell him. So, there are more ways to talk to people, and even ways to disagree besides four-letter words. I'm just, there's one five-letter word that, yeah. Okay, there's some five-letter words too. But anyway, we don't get to talk to people that way. Let's talk to people. Let's shame them into submission, okay, as opposed to angering them with the words that come out of our mouth. But if you're going to use words, then you ought to, it's more sophisticated word. And today we have a sophisticated word, and it is spelled Ominous. Ominous. And the word is ominous. And what is ominous? It means it hints or suggests that something bad is coming or is going to happen. Like getting F's on your report card. Okay? And Dad been working hard. He's been working hard to keep the lights on so you can read that book. But you come home with F's. I think that's an ominous position to be in. Okay? Because somebody don't get a good talking to. Okay? Like I tell people, wait. So if you don't go to school, you get an F. You show up every day and you bring home an F. Okay? Because if you just show up for school, hell, you gotta learn something. Okay? So yes, ominous is the word for you when Daddy come home. Because he didn't get out there letting the man push him around, call him all kind of names, talking about his mama, talking about his regular cars and shoes, all that stuff. But he still hit that job every day, bring home that money, and you bring home an F. What? Oh yeah. There's some ominousness. There's some ominousness in that for you. Just think about it. All right. Now, the lesson of life today, and this is a lesson that all of us need to learn. Every last one of us, even I, the great one, the mayor of the era, even I have been entrapped by this. Yes, I know. I know. You don't believe. I know. No, I'm not perfect. I'm like everybody else. Okay. Except when I go to the bathroom, I don't sit down. Okay. I'm just saying. Well, it is a great day, first of all, to be alive. Lesson for life. If you pay too much attention to what people care or say about you, it is like carrying a 200-pound albatross voluntarily up a mountain for free. If you pay too much attention to what people say about you, it's like carrying a 200-pound albatross voluntarily up a mountain without being paid. Don't let people live inside your. Okay? Get rid of it. Okay? Get rid of it. Okay? And that is the lesson of life today. If you pay too much attention to what people say about you, again, it is like carrying a 200-pound albatross voluntarily up a mountain for free. And I tell you what, I climbed the rucksack on my back, and the rucksack by itself is already heavy. I only, my brain, okay, is heavier than that. Okay. So, good morning to you. It is January the 10th. It is the 5th day of the. It was on this day, 1963, the London Underground had its beginnings as the Metropolitan, the world's first underground passenger railway, opened to the public with service between Paddington and Farrington. Okay, that's enough. 1776, Thomas Paine. You ever read any of Thomas Paine's stuff? You need to. Okay, because I have. Okay, I know you don't believe that. In 1776, Thomas Paine anonymously published his influential pamphlet, Common Sense, book, which argued for American independence from British rule. 1860 was the year the Pemberton Mill in Orange, Massachusetts collapsed and caught fire, killing up to 145 people, mostly female workers from Scotland and Ireland. In 1861, Florida became the third state to secede from the Union. 1870, John D. Rockefeller incorporated Standard Oil, and the rest is history. In 1920, the League of Nations established the Treaty of Versailles, okay, and it went into 1926. The First General Assembly of the United Nations convened in London. The first man-made contract with the moon made a radar. Excuse me. The first man-made contact with the moon was made as radar signals transmitted by the U.S. Army signal corps was bounced off the lunar surface. 1967, President Lyndon Baines Johnson, or LBJ as he affectionately known, in the State of the Union address, asked Congress to impose a surcharge on both corporate and individual income taxes to help pay for his Great Society program, as well as the war in Vietnam. So you're going to charge us more money so you can pay for something that's not going to work, and for us to go someplace, get killed, and kill people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That same day, Massachusetts Republican Edward M. Brooks, the first black person elected to U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate by popular vote, took his seat. In 1984, the United States and Vatican established a full diplomatic relations for the first time in more than a century. Mm-hmm. 1994, President Bill William Bly Clinton, attending the NATO summit meeting in Brussels, Belgium, announced the completion of an agreement to remove all long-range nuclear missiles from the former Soviet Union of Ukraine. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, the former Soviet Republic of Ukraine. My bad. I call Soviet, then I just automatically thought it said Soviet Union. In 2000, America Online announced it was buying Time Warner for $162 billion. The merger, which proved disastrous, ended in December 2009. In 2002, Marines began flying hundreds of Al-Qaeda prisoners in Afghanistan to the U.S. base of Guantanamo Bay. We call it Gitmo in Cuba, like Cuba. It's Cuba. C-U-B-A. Stop saying Cuba. C-R-U-B-A. It ain't Cuba. There's no R in Cuba. Okay, it's Cuba. Okay. In 2006, Iran resumed nuclear research 2 years after halting its work to avoid possible UN economic sanctions. And 10 years ago, Vice President-elect Joe Biden arrived in Afghanistan, where he pledged long-term American support. Tens of thousands of people demonstrated in the cities across Europe and Lebanon against the Israeli offensive in Gaza. The aircraft carrier USS George H.W. Bush was commissioned with its namesake, the 41st president, and other members of the Bush family on hand for the ceremony in Norfolk, Virginia. Mm-hmm. 5 years ago, the Labor Department reported that U.S. employees added just more than 74,000 jobs in December 2015. Larry Streets, who had spent 6 years as acting press secretary for President Ronald Reagan, died in Cleveland, Mississippi, at the age of 74. And 1 year ago, that's about 5 years, immigration agents descended upon dozens of 7-Eleven stores nationwide before dawn to check on immigration status of employees in what officials described as the largest operation so far against an employer under Donald Trump's presidency. The Royal Philharmonic Orchestra Charles Good, G2, or do something, had stepped down as artistic director and principal conductor after multiple allegations of sexual assault. You ever know this is the only charge somebody can make you go through the business till you prove the innocent. You know what? At the 9 terms in the House, California Republican Representative Daryl Issa announced he would not seek re-election. And those are just some of the things that have happened in the world on this day. What are we celebrating today in America? Houseplant Appreciation Day. I don't have any appreciation for houseplants. Plants go outside, but hey, if you want to have a bunch of them in your house, to clean house, that's good. I'm good. League of Nations Day. Okay, just trying to think which nation we're talking about. National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. Bittersweet chocolate. Okay, I want some chocolate, dark chocolate. Kind of look like me. I want to have some sweetness in it. I don't want to taste bittersweet chocolate. And who wants that either? That don't even taste good on a Sunday. Come on, put some sugar in that chocolate. National Cut Your Energy Cost Day. Now that's true too. Listen, I got a suggestion for you. If it's not too cold, leave the heat off. Because believe me, when it started getting truly cold, you know, I got a light bill yesterday. I couldn't believe what it was. Really? Just really that much? I think they're sticking it to it. I think I think Alabama Power got our number. They know we need the heat, so they just up the price of the coal, lower the price of the yeah, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Maybe I can have somebody on one day to tell us how to save on our energy bill. But I don't know. It doesn't seem to work saving on the energy bill because they're just figuring a way to take it up anyway. I don't know. National Oyster Rockefeller Day. I don't really know if oyster. I've never tasted one. I've seen people eat those things raw. I'm not that brave. Although I did eat something off the ground one time in 1979 that I still to this day haven't figured out what it is. But it didn't kill me, so I'm good. But oyster, I can tell you, it was not an oyster. Okay? And I think I picked it off the ground, it was moving. But I had to have it because I was hungry. I was in a rucksack, like 70-pound rucksack. I was hungry. It wouldn't let me eat my sea rations. I don't know what the word that was I picked up and ate. Whatever it was, it wasn't chocolate. I'll tell you that much. Whew, I've been hungry something days. National Save the Eagles Day. Okay, I'm good. Did you know that the turkey was supposed to be the national symbol in America? I don't know who came up with the eagle, but I think it was a good idea. I think the eagle looks a lot more manly than a turkey. You know, hopping around can't fly, all them big ass wings on it, and it still can't fly. The eagle can fly. And the eagle is a bad mamma jam. I'm just saying. He can spot you from a mile up, swoop down on you. Next thing you know, you breakfast and you didn't even know you was on you. I'm just saying, I love me an eagle. I never really seen a real one. I mean, National Shareholders Day. I don't have to worry about that. I don't own any shares in anything. Okay, National Take the Stairs Day. What you need to do is take the stairs and don't take the elevator day. Get some exercise. Okay. Okay. And here's one. It is Peculiar People Day. So today, when you go to work, and you know that guy who's really kind of crazy at work, you know, you can shake his hand and say, "Hey, today is your day." You won't know what the hell you're talking about, but that's okay. National Peculiar People Day. Okay. So today is the day we celebrate people who are kind of weird. Here's one, National Obesity Awareness Week. Somebody should tell those folks in that favorite show of mine, my 600-pound wife, somebody should tell them, yeah, not only did they have a National Obesity Week, they had a National Obesity Life. I'm still get 600 pounds. Yeah, 600 pounds. And you should go, well, I don't know how it happened. You know how it happened? You eat well. How do you get 600 pounds and not realize that? Now, I wouldn't want to be a toilet seat, okay, in your house. Because you would be putting some pressure on the brother. I'm just telling you, you wouldn't want to go there. 600 pounds. Ooh. And I saw one show, 750 Hey, how does a human being get that big? I don't know. I guess it happened like this. Man, I don't know. 600 pounds. You know, I mean, that's a lot of meat, you know. But anyway, that's a lot of weight to carry. The knees got to be hurt, the back got to be hurt, everything got to be hurt. 600 pounds. So I love the show because well, let me tell you what that show has done. Yeah, let me tell you what that show. Let me tell you what that show has done for me. Now that I see big people out there, because I watch 600 Pound Life, I don't talk about big people anymore. I don't talk about fat people. I just don't. Because I know that they got the issue. If you live to be 600 pounds, you got some problems. And it's not eating. Eating is just a symptom of the problem. Okay? I'm just saying. So you guys need to watch my 600 Pound Life on TLC, and you'll be thankful that you kind of skinny. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Oh, one lady was over 900 pounds on that show. Yeah. I don't know how you get up like that. And your mattress must be screaming. Get on me, get on me. You know, and a lot of times when you make it to the bathroom, so what do you do in the bathroom? I don't know. Well, 600 pounds, that's a lot of weight to carry around on the human body. And your heart's got to be laboring immensely. You know. But anyway, that's enough for my stories. And some of you guys are beginning to figure out who Cordell Walker is. That's good. Okay, because I'm getting to think some of you guys just watch a cartoon. You know, Cordell Walker is a main man that can whoop anybody. Okay, anybody. He can go into Alabama prison right now and whip on somebody's head and straighten that place out. Okay, if the sun, listen. If Cordell Walker told all the stoplights to turn red, they would stop and turn red right then and there. I'm just telling you, Cordell Walker is a bad. Excuse me. That's right. That's what he is. He's bad. All right, I got to take a break. Time to go. My time is up. Thank you. Some of yours. So we'll be back. Morning, gentlemen.
$14.40.
How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm bringing up grits. No, nothing. I mean, there ain't no hometown. You get it. You don't get paid. You ain't late. I'm gonna tell you, I bring you some grits. I'm a grit man. I'm a grit man. You like them grits? Huh? I love grits. How about you, Walter? Napoleon, anyway. Yeah. I guess it's because we were taking the day off.
The Ben Shapiro Show and heard on 94.1 HD3 The CBS News World News Roundup, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm Peter King. Severe weather that left a trail of damage in the south is now drenching much of eastern Massachusetts and Maine. The damage includes flooding in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Homes and businesses ripped apart in Panama City Beach, Florida. CBS's Dave Malcolm. A string of tornadoes, heavy rain, and powerful winds pummeled the Florida Panhandle on Tuesday, ripping off roofs, flooding homes, and crumbling buildings. It was a extreme winter weather could play a big role in Monday's Iowa caucuses. CBS's Ed O'Keefe in Des Moines.
The snow, blowing wind, and below zero temperatures are a real concern here in the closing days of the caucus. Big concern about whether turnout will be affected by that.
And Monday's temperatures are expected to be well below freezing there and well below zero. Voters will get another chance to hear GOP candidates' pitches tonight, but they'll need a DVR to watch it all. Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis debate in one event. Donald Trump holds a simultaneously televised town hall. When you're sick, telling the boss may seem like a no-brainer, but White House officials are reinforcing that notion.
Surgery was December 27, but it
I ain't never in my life seen a person from whole number one spot by a landslide and get
And you know, I want him. All he's gonna do. He's already been president. He got to prove it. He can do the job. Well, they got to prove they can do the job, and they not. Nobody's coming up with any new ideas. It's all about beating up on him. I get beat up on every day, all day long. How many get beat up by y'all? Neither. Or the people who, I like the guy named Ronald Trump. I like that guy. And he's smart. And I think he can do the job. We need some young people up there.
Yeah.
Young, smart people, not just young people.
You gotta start building somebody before,
Yeah.
like the election rolls out. One thing that they have is that you don't go nowhere. You just get somebody else.
Okay, how old is he? He got the brains and the money, so he can lead me. You know, that's true. And I think the hell lot smarter. He's a hell lot smarter than Trump. I think old people, 70 years old. I think it's not that good. That's why I got to walk off of the 70. Watch out. Oh, that always correct. Because you gonna be one. If you live, you gonna be one of y'all too.
My kids will bar me from anything that will make me look crazy.
Trust Medishare.
I will never forget
for more than
late
years.
State representative Dan Paul almost won the race because he didn't know who he was.
That's right.
We have a culture of like hold on names and not on the fact that you do a job and he beat out 26 two people. I'm almost going out of one off. But in the race or Kenyatta, I mean, in the race.
Yeah.
So he's going to race, man. And a lot of people trying to cut his mouth wide. You understand someone to add it on that state, not adding the other thing. Adding is illustrating the movie. You don't need to talk to him, you talk to him.
Launching an era of known as prestige TV.
This is
colorful characters and a
it's my
cult-like
like
ending
president. I
that's
don't
still
think
debated.
like I
Steve
said,
Kathan, CBS News.
some guy so much of the president and leave. I mean, the next guy that should have been right there with him. Like this, if you looking at the guy who served, guy who has got a lot done, who's the most powerful one out there. Everybody, he should be. He's sitting right there.
You take Trump out the way, you take Biden out the way, like, and who you got on the Democrat side?
You got nobody running right now.
Martha Williamson, or whatever she running.
No, and they're trying to put Michelle up.
Michelle Obama, she didn't have enough choice.
I'm just trying to figure if Michelle really a man or not. Well, that's what people say. I tell you, that's a man. Y'all convince me that
She's as much of a man as
I don't know because the kids do like that other guy.
But they do, and you know they do got a video showing that looks like she's holding a pipe down there.
Well, it's a whole other family that they're friends with.
Yeah,
and the kids look just like that man.
There is no way.
Hey, Michael.
The president of the United States holding some type of secret like that.
What?
What
are you serious?
One like a kid, there is no way we will hear something like that.
If the Democrats like you can get away with anything in this country. Anything. If the Democrats don't like it, and all of the people people that run newspapers are Democrats.
Continue.
No. Yeah. Washington Post, the Washington Times, the New York Times, they're all ran by Democrats.
No matter who president is, always crucify who's right.
They crucify Republicans worse.
No, they didn't know what I think they have been equal opportunity. Bill Clinton got cleaned up. They put this thing out.
Well, he should have went to a hotel and got a PJ rather than
You know what's so amazing about that? Everybody was bashing Clinton for it, Bill, right? So you can tell me most did not see that man looking like one of the million walking around the house and didn't know that was his wife.
Well, that's probably why. Bill had to do what he had to do. Hey man, that's what Bill had to do what he had to do.
Bill got caught.
Maybe the Oval Office was dark. He thought it was Hillary. Underneath that.
Man, the JFK instructions. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this thing unfolds. I'm also watching this congressional thing. I'm gonna tell you, as quiet as it's kept, even though they have broadly the Democrat seats, yes, it does not mean that the people come out and vote.
Oh, right now, I just know the other day that West Ham has a good lead in the Republican thing.
Yeah.
And I vote for that. I would.
This is what's going to be so good. This is going to be like a slap in the face of the Democrat Party. You purposely draw a seat to where a Democrat is supposed to win 3-1 and a Republican wins.
Well, but what it's going to say, I hope it says to people, for the most part, is irrelevant. Who's going to do something to uplift our community?
Well, we don't expect much. You know, the politicians, they come around and run the church, come up in the pulpit, that they the second coming and get in and they just get what you want. It's just they didn't know what they wanted.
Yeah, I'm trying to be clear about that. How are you going to be there? Yeah, I don't want to root. I don't want all that. I want it enough to just so they can take it. Yeah. Because I heard that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know, I've been married 10 years, 11 years.
Cut it off.
My wife is not into the beauty. Yeah. I had dropped off my daughter's first one, but they had that performance, but they canceled it with. You know, that's how I made him actually met me. The parent. Right, we had a father donor day or something like that. Yeah.
I think they ought to have a father day with any father comes to spank somebody.
Well, you know what? And I was saying this. Let them just see what just take a picture. No, I'm one of the guys. I'm not gonna sit back and say I don't know what my kids want to do. Yeah, I pop up. I select to pop up. You never know me. Like it's in the high school on down. Yeah. You look up and see me. Don't worry about me. Just make sure you ain't in trouble and you don't have trouble.
Yeah.
And so
I never did that. Now you can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Well, I don't know. I've never had to do it. I just try to remember.
But you know, like
Emmanuel.
you always had that one child. My baby daughter, man, you know, she's active and playing all kind of stuff. So they started shooting another phone, talking about that coffee
Sometimes some kids are a little bit more energetic than others, and they bore the hell out of us. And you bore the hell out of kids don't manifest that in some kind of way. Challenge them. I think that's the kind of challenge. And good morning, everybody. Hope this day finds you well. Put in them cheap headphones, guys. They are cheap. That's what we're doing here. Okay. Now, good morning. I was telling you earlier today that we're going to go with one Thursday a month for the time being and one Wednesday. And even if it works, we'll go two, but we're certainly going to do one of these shows because we have been talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, that all the things that's wrong, all the things that's wrong. And we have come to one fact of it all. Everything that starts in our lives with it begins with dad, mom and dad, blended families where we confuse the hell out of our kids. We don't know. That's a whole different story. Uh, 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 I got two daddies and I got two mommies. Well, that's cool. Whatever it takes. It is better to be loved by two daddies than not loved by anybody. No dog. I'm talking about. Would you rather have a child like in a homosexual home where it's love and stuff like that, as opposed to a child that
Absolutely not.
I don't condone it, but well, that's just me. I mean, I don't like it, but if you got a child that's in a situation where he's getting beat up all the time by his parents, by his mama's boyfriend, or whatever the case may be, you want to leave him in that situation?
No.
Well, but I wouldn't push it off into the same couple. And again, it's love has no freedom. No, it doesn't. There you go. Well, I'm to order that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that the other time. But you open that. Well, I know, but I'm just saying it's better for a child to be in an environment that's loving.
Right, and the best scenario for that would be with a wife and a children. That's the.
And that sounds good.
I mean, now it doesn't sound good.
It is the natural order of things, but in the there is no it is the order. Anything outside of that, it's not that.
It's easy.
And you know, worst case scenario, you put a boy in the house with two women, right? You don't think you can be a man. You think you have to be a man now? Do that. And if you put a girl in the house with two girls, yeah. I'm with you. I mean, the natural order. Again, do we rather leave that child in an environment where he's not getting help from either side? No, but I wouldn't be so. I wouldn't be pushing. I say pushing. I wouldn't even like to. Because for a long time, I had a problem with white people thinking having black people as adopted parents. I said, well, and I asked myself, who's going to teach about his own culture? And the main difference is so you rather he be in a bad situation than here with us? And I got to think about that. You're right. I'd rather he be in, but that's not the same. It's not the same, but it's not as even as bad. And this is what you do about it. You see it all the time. You know, people not kids outside the race. Mother and father, right. Right. And you know that's just a bridge that calls to the gift. But there's a structure is still in that child, right? The structure that they did not have is there. Mm-hmm. So you can never intertwine and look. Let me ask you a question. And again, first of all, you guys introduce yourselves so people know who you're talking about.
And I'm Aaron Milliman. I'm host of the Sports Show on Facebook.
So, do you think that religion, however important that it is, sometimes can be an impediment as opposed to be a propellant to people's lives? Okay. Okay. I mean, look at today, and these houses, you know, sometimes people can take that word deep, but really supposed to take step and I'm more where I am and step teach. I always want to do it. The word itself is going to teach. If the word is tough to you, it convicts you.
word of conviction. The word of I don't have to do. I don't have to tell you that man is wrong. You just right. That's what the other stuff is. You just create man or woman. The man.
What if I'm not a Christian?
Even if it's a Christian, you still stuff is still there. There's no way you can go that. Everything has an order. So when you go to a job, you work at Walmart or a hospital, there's a CEO, there's a vice president, there are general managers, there are shift managers, and so on and so forth. Everything has order. And we have no issues going out into the world and conforming to this order in order to survive, make money for our families, and so on and so forth. So when it comes to the family, all of a sudden there can be two daddies, two mamas. You can have the older sister has to raise their siblings. Right, exactly.
I must admit, since I have been down south for 33 years, I've never seen a case so often where young mothers give their children to their mama. And I've never seen so many grandmothers raising their children's children. That's not the thing. Well, I've never seen it. I mean, again, this is the only place I've lived this on. Right. Well, Massachusetts didn't probably know which one was the one argument.
You know what the Bible tells you is nothing new under the sun. So we've seen it, you see it all the time in different places. It doesn't matter, but it still doesn't make it right. Now, and it could be from a surplus effect. When you start seeing the grandparents step in, maybe that the mother.
Did the grandparents did not teach their children good enough? Take care of them.
I think they taught them, but still, we all at some point we all slip somehow, and we might need help. And I can't bash up them on I've raised my daughters, going to the small. I got two girls and two on the way out. And one place is never complete. So we've got time to work on it.
Take care.
Even though I've raised I got a brother to teach. We're going to 5 years. And about one that said, "Oh, what is it like? Maybe let's try and get how the baby and fall into a situation before the child suffers." When the life is so good. And so a lot of you have a lot of no, it depends. It depends. Sometimes it is because if you pull that child in and they just came up with another child, it defeats the purpose. There's no accountability and no responsibility. I can understand when I talk to Paul, that I've had similar situations where they're like, you know what, I love him, but this is the only way we're gonna love him. He loves the son, but not the other. Each family is different. That's up to that discretion of that. It was not forget that the history of America was, way back before civil rights, before the 50s and so on and so forth. Families were huge. There were 10 children, 11 children. Like my grandmother, she was one of like 9, 10 siblings. And the family structure then, they were more dependent on the family. They had to have that, the father and the mother, and then those children. Then the grandparents lived like next door or down the way, and they could easily access them. And now it's kind of changed.
Good morning, who's this?
Yeah, Mr. Ed.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. The name of this segment is called Family. What do we call this?
Family ties.
No, I can't do that.
Can't. Family bonds.
No, we already got the name. I just got it. Wait a minute. It's called. So we got those titles have already been taken off TV. It's called Family Life and How to Keep It Strong, strengthen it, because it is exactly what we need to do. One of the things that seems, we are having family reunions now. Dad's there, uncle's there, son is there, daughter's in another prison, mama just got out. And there doesn't seem to be any shame to go with those scenarios. And as a matter of fact, sometimes it seems like a badge of honor.
And now Israel, what does it? By God's plan, but still, walking all of it. Love, serve, all that heart, all that. In other words, simplify. Keep God first.
And if you are a Christian, that makes sense to us. But if you're not, and you don't want to hear that, then we need a universal to talk to even those who do not believe. Because the consequences, whether you're Christian or not, the consequences are the same. One's going to be a little bit more severe. But at the end of the day, you have no family. And if we're going to be honest about this, there seems to be a difference in the African American home in America today versus the Caucasian American home today. It seems that the effects of not having your dad involved in your life is more severe in our communities than it is in other communities. Okay. I'm just asking. That's what I'm asking.
Real quick, when you said that about Christians, Christian household, and another religion may not connect to them. Well, last time I checked, Islam, they have the same structure: a man, a wife, and a children. If you look over in ancient countries, they are very much father, mother, children. Like anywhere in the world that you see the family unit has been disbanded, there's chaos, there's confusion. Those nations are not doing well. Period. That's worldwide.
And I want to kind of touch on something that you said, because if you're going to go there, then you need to open the whole can of worms. The black family didn't just started having issues. We started having issues when the whites started putting things in our community. I mean, let's just, if you're going to open it up, open it up. You got the drugs. You got the government, as they would say, get the government out the house. The government, you got a whole system that is literally separated from the stoplight.
Well, that's right.
No, it's not.
Now, no man has to leave something.
No, not have to leave it. But, I mean, when you put given those type of conditions,
you still don't have to leave.
No, Kevin. You can say you got a family. How many kids you got? 15. Okay. How many stayed up on the roof with you?
They both did it at some point.
No, I ain't saying how many stayed live under the roof.
They both did.
From beginning to end.
No, we're not. But
why did you do?
Problem.
But
that's not
what. Let the problem sit there.
I guess I called you. We called you. People called. But it's not. I had a guy tell me one time the difference between when we leave and white parents break up, our relationship all get messed up. The problem we have is that for some reason, young black males are not involved often with their children once that breakup happens.
I disagree.
Okay.
Well, because you got family court judges that tell you different.
Okay.
And you talk to them all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't do that. Don't do that to the black family like that without even doing the
but proportionately, we walk away to the Department of Corrections.
No, I bet you talk to the family court judges, they'll tell you different.
didn't tell me they were not 67% of all the people in jail are black.
No, so that don't mean that they're fathers. Just because they're in jail don't mean that they're fathers.
No, they got a father. Maybe that's one of them got a father.
Well, based off of what you are saying, I disagree with you. You can disagree with what you're saying. If you would afford the family court judge, I promise you that's what you're saying.
I think right here there's a difference in culture. The culture of one group is about family, about standards, discipline, that type of thing, and leaving something to their children for legacy. The other side is more so there's a lot of violence that goes, people turn a blind eye to it. There's a lot of lack of education. There's just the standards are different.
Are they different or is it
they different? They different.
I think they're definitely different. And here's why. Because if you look at the family structure prior to the 70s, prior to the welfare act and the new society, the first society.
But you don't have to abide by it.
I just asked the question.
You mean the welfare?
Democrats?
No. He said before the welfare for the 70s, right? Let's look at the black family. You know, I can look at my grandparents, right? My granddad, I took my mom's side. He had a 9th grade education. He had 7 kids. Married to my grandmother. Only, I'll say one was a brother. Bless his heart, became productive. The rest of them were extremely productive. And we come out of Washington, preached it. And I mean, let you tell it, those odds that you're given, they defy it. Let's go to my dad's side. My granddad on my dad's side was a professor. And my kids. All these boys, with the exception of one, with the military. All the women, with the exception of 2 are married. And none of them.
But I'm talking about now. But we can always come now. Even now, look at the deaths of the young people.
What caused it? Exactly. Okay, so if you're going to deal with the problem, you got to, in the words of Mr. Justice, you got to get to the root cause of the problem. Until you get the root cause of the problem, you're never going to fix it.
And what do you think the root cause of the problem is? Because lack of problem.
Let's look at why we have that. What is amazing. I think we definitely do.
No government can make you leave your child.
Not saying make it. Yeah, not saying make it.
They play a major role.
They do. In policy. Policy does.
What policy? Okay, give me a policy that the government came up with this. You can't take care of your kids.
When they came in and said we're gonna give this woman welfare,
don't take it.
And but the thing is, the government came in and said, hey, we're going to incentivize you to not have a family unit here.
So don't take it.
Okay, what happened? I'm going to take that don't take it attitude. Right? Yeah. Okay, how old is your baby? When we were school, we were walking into a candy, and you could tell him no money in his pocket. You better not touch no people.
Absolutely.
Guess what he's gonna do when you bend the corner and eat it?
He ain't gonna take it. He ain't gonna take. He won't take no candy. And there's a difference between a father that's involved. Well, we all got temptations, right?
I mean, you can, in a dire situation, if you create something and call for the solution to the problem, they tend to fall in.
I'm still trying to figure out who made you leave. Who made you? What makes them? And you guys just tell me a few minutes ago about all these dads who had a bunch of kids and they did what they had to do.
We can get to that point because that's another part to the conversation. Like what you're talking about. So, but next thing what we were talking about with the Welfare Act and the family being at one time being very strong. You know,
that's your black family.
When you look at it, you talk about it all the time. Look at 10%
not wanting to do nothing. I don't know. It's even worse.
Yeah, back in the 70s, back in the 70s, cocaine did
And heroin and things like that.
yeah, sure. And the thing is,
I never took any of it. I never took any of it.
you never did.
Right.
Neither. We never felt it.
So the cracks were always there.
They were always there. But we were just fortunate and blessed. Let's just be honest. I was talking to a guy, he got the giggling because I put it to him to where he could not deny responsibility or accountability to a degree. So we can sit back and beat up on people about being strung out on drugs, right? And you said just don't take it, right? That sounds good. But you know as well as I do, we're not even the type of people that can go get this stuff and bring it into our and bring it into our community.
You don't have to take it.
Rate.
You don't have to take it.
You don't look for everybody. You look for somebody.
For the weak one.
And once you get it in there, that community has been infiltrated and devastated.
But isn't that not putting the responsibility on the individual to make it live?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you know, certain communities. I remember when Christ was a child, right? And you know what? I saw that on CNN and they talk about Christ. That was around 2017.
Hanging out with the wrong people.
I was in college. It was crazy. But crack cocaine, it wasn't a problem for me.
When did crack cocaine come out?
That was
in the 80s, maybe.
It got wild in the 80s, but this was before that.
Yeah.
I was in Catholic school, but I feel like that is
So why is it that every time some epidemic hits our communities, we blame the people who brought it rather than the people who are taking it?
So what he was saying about the crack epidemic, the difference between the crack epidemic of the 80s and the whole mass incarceration as a result of that, because let's not forget that the people who wanted there to be mass incarceration was mainly black people, and the Black Caucus voted for it.
Yeah, well, they did.
So
and the man is in the White House right now.
Yeah, what he did.
1990s wrote all the big bills.
Okay, so on that same wavelength, yeah, people, the crack epidemic was bad, but now we have a different epidemic that's opioid.
Good morning. Good morning. Just say no.
Caller, I have a question. Caller. I mean, I know you mentioned Nancy Reagan, but now we have an opioid crisis, right? And I guess you would say so-called white communities, right? Who's our point making a big deal about that, and what's being done about that right now?
But theirs is about money, not about solving the problem.
Yeah, it's not solving the problem. They addressed crack epidemic though. They addressed it. They addressed it in a different way because here's what I was getting to. The crack epidemic, the reason why it was mass incarceration was because violence came from the crack sales, and it was mainly in urban America. So if you have a neighborhood that's overran by drug dealing gangs, they're running the neighborhood, and innocent kids are getting hit, their mamas and everybody. That's different than having an opioid crisis where there's no violence associated with it. It's a pharmaceutical company.
But
They're not shooting each other.
And it's funny you say that. And I want to put this on the table. When they have violence in their community, it's quickly swept under the rug. We don't have mass shootings. We don't get mass.
We shoot somebody every day.
We have one in family lanes.
No. That was a personal thing.
Still shot.
Still a mass shooting though.
Still shot.
And he really shot. Right.
We
Now,
shot more than that
let's
person.
take Columbine. They went in. Nobody ever talked about whether they had some of their system. You did this thing in New Mexico. Never knew if it was some of it. First of all, when we shoot, is a personal issue. There's a problem. When they
That
shoot,
doesn't make it any different.
but when they do it, the first thing that come out is they have a mental disability.
They do that for the game back too.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I have yet
Yes, they do.
one story where
They use that too.
Let me take this. All right. Come on, who's this? Pretty good. Great. Appreciate it. We're talking about family and how to keep it strong, how to get it back together. Is it possible, or is it just gone way beyond repair? I hope not. Our guest is Pastor Willie Knight, and not a pastor.
No. My grandfather was.
Okay, he's a believer. Okay, yeah. I believe so.
Right.
Yeah. But that is one of the elephants in the room that they do not want to address.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there and watched. You say you were in college then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was in college class, and I remember working. I'm surprised the spice epidemic got by you. When them kids started spazzing out like the black kids did on crack, the government stepped in. You can look it up. They stepped in. The Senate, the state house, they were. If you had that, I feel like this on here. They're dealing with that just like how they're dealing with fentanyl right now. Not too many blacks mess with fentanyl. That's why it's such a problem. We still stuck on weed, coke, and Molly. You don't even hear the word Molly's mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear fentanyl. Even Kevin talks about fentanyl. Blacks are not messing with fentanyl like that. When you tell us it's something that we can touch it now, you got some of us to play with it. But for the most part, we're not going to mess with it. One thing about us, we say it's out our body. We train to eat it. We eat the same, about the same thing. We're going to eat the pig, the chicken, the bird, and the cow.
Mm-hmm.
And the fish, right? Yeah. We're not too keen though. What part of the cow is that? They thinking cow. You tell them buffalo. What was that?
Buffalo.
Who you think? Exactly.
And I guess in the skillet, we look about the same.
But you can't say.
But see, when I was in college, though, K2 was everybody was in K2. Because I was in North Carolina. Yeah. He was in Robertson County. He was in Robertson County, one of the most highest crime communities in America. One of the most impoverished counties in America. And it's mainly Lumbee Native Americans. That's their area. they make up the population. There's also black people and there's white people. And the college I went to was mixed with everybody. Not to cut you off, another thing that he mentioned is the reason I knew that wasn't true. We talking about black men walking away. Family court, right? Don't look at prison. Because if you go to that, then you look at the women that were in prison just as well as the men. We got mothers and fathers. But family court, I kept saying family court for a reason. The way family court is set up right now, as long as the woman is somewhat stable, she will get strict custody of the kids out the gate, regardless. She has to be deemed unfit on every level in order for that guy to get custody. So, it's not that the guys are walking away, it's that the system is set up to keep them out the way. And that's just what it is. I don't, we went through family court, right? I had a adult legal. It was visitation. That's why I was very stuff. I knew that was not true. When you talk about the ones that are in prison, you got mothers in prison. You didn't mention that. But when a guy walks in the court, if you get George Cabby Williams, Anita Kelly, Johnny Harper, one some of them up here. Well, that's what I'm bringing y'all down. Yeah, but you figuring out an analogy that is not. But I'm going to go about my own experience. Okay, what I've seen, and I've been in that courtroom. I've been there with Williams and Hartman as the judge when I went in there. Now, when you take like we were like I had to go outside of my brother's family to get the time, right? Anita Kelly is so woman, I don't know you could be like this. He will even know. But what happened, we had this many unfit women as to be guys, but some of these situations they have it set. They'll put that child in the house with mom. It doesn't mean the guy's unfit. It doesn't mean that he walked away because you got just like we saw each other. But right. Well, we were talking about the order. It is natural that a woman, the nurturer, and men are more, but doesn't make them a better player. Because in the metrics you use in the side of the doesn't make them a better player. It's because of how you are grading what a good parent is. Okay, what is a good parent? The one who looks out for the best luck of the child. Okay, that would be both of you, right? You would think you would hope, but if the father was the better provider and had a better setup, they would still give it to the woman. But if you can provide materially more money, but not emotionally, if you can't provide it, I guess you're bad. The family, how to make it stronger. We see evidence of our dissipating family structure, which started happening, I believe, in the 90s for the most part. You don't think it is? What do you think it's 70? Yeah. I mean, but then you keep in mind, things weren't really talked about and exposed back then like it is now. It's easy. Before we went on break, we were pointing out all the issues of the black community, right? Because it's talked about. Now, how many of them on the other side have been victims of molestation or rape, incest that they don't talk about? But we deflect. We deflect often. I'm only talking about right now. And who are the most of the children in our community go to jail, get shot every day? Let me grab this phone call first, and I'll let you get back to it. This is 2024. I can't go back to 1970. No, but I'm going to get you to 2024. Okay. I might not like it, but good morning. Give it to you. Yes. Okay. Was it late 90s, wasn't it? 99 or 98, something like that. I was a little kid. About one, maybe two. Yeah. we didn't bring it in, Doc. So are you telling me? Let him stay on. Let's put it right where it needs to be. Let's no, 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 let's put it right where it is. You know good and true. I mean, if you gonna ask the question, I'm gonna answer. This ain't Kevin you talking to. You ask me a question, I'm gonna answer. Right, likewise. Now, we didn't go get, we didn't bring the crack into our community. That's evident. The government put it there. The government put it there. It definitely did. You know, we didn't go get it. We don't even know how to go negotiate to get this stuff. Right along with the guns that are flooding our communities. We didn't go get that either. But it made it there. I'm listening, but you ain't gonna play with me. Did we go get it? Did we go get it? Did we negotiate to go get it? Now that is now. Did we? The question is, did we put that stuff in our community? That's a yes or no. Thank you. Thank you. Doc, we never put the crack. We were not responsible for the crack being brought into our community. Oh, yes, you know, but now, if it's one thing I believe in, no, no, no. I believe in accountability and responsibility, but if we're going to get to the root cause, oh, God, if we're going to get to the root cause, you know good and too well. You can say whatever you want, you can snowball it, but we just need to bring that to our own field. I'm sorry. No, you ran into the right one. I don't really watch movies a lot, so I do a lot of reading. I'm not even really a movie. You wouldn't know. Likewise.
All righty then. Let's take another call right quick. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. Let's no, no, no. No, no, no. I asked the question: is it better? Is it better? Yeah, because I don't agree with that lifestyle. But do I let it sit in a master's way? Your mom and daddy both crackheads, okay, in the house, and the alternative. I didn't answer the question. I don't know. If one's better than the other. I don't know, but I do know that it's better to have a child who's in an environment where they are loved. Yeah, yeah, right. Now, how as I am on gay folks, but I got a the reality of it is that that's it. Two gay guys are crackheads.
I mean, one's an abomination and one is not. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. And again, I didn't say it was their most appropriate environment to be in, but again, if they are loved, yeah, psychologically, okay. Well, you may mess with their head for a minute. That's true.
That's kind of like grooming. Mm-hmm. They really don't. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. But isn't the biggest problem here those culture?
It is.
And it's our and I got to tell you, there's some negative things that go on in our culture, right? But they're not having the effect on everybody's culture like it is ours. Oh, I thought the 3 minutes was up already. My bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that ain't a problem, but that's not a problem anymore. Hell, ain't nobody going to the public school with black kids. I'm talking about the family. You can strip the schools, but you're missing. I don't want you to get way off here. We talking about how do we make the okay? How do we make the family structure better? That's the question. How do we make it? Yeah. Name me somebody that don't want their kids to go to school with yours. Go ahead, Jen. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm not arguing. We are coming up with excuses of why we do things as opposed to undoing the environment that we live in.
Okay, well, let me.
Yeah, quick. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, and he's right, Kevin. When it affects them, and the other caller, and I challenge anybody that is listening. Uh, we do understand that we have a drug issue in our community. There's a couple things I want to point out before you get to the next call. Number one, things that happen in the black community are highlighted. They make sure that the world knows. Hold on. But when it happens in white communities or other communities, it's not talked
But
about.
who cares?
Wait a minute.
But who
Wait,
cares
wait,
if they sleep underneath the road?
because we're talking about us.
We don't have to do it.
No, we don't have to. But
Let me
we
ask you a
do.
question.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish my point.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna take your question.
Yeah.
We put everything we do on front page, and when it happens in other communities, it's rarely talked about. Secondly, and then I promise I'll take your question. With the drugs
Yeah.
and the guns,
Yeah.
and I'm asking you, you know more than me, who is directly responsible for those elements getting into our
I don't
community?
care.
No, that's not what I asked you.
But I don't.
I just want
We're responsible for it.
I didn't ask you what you care about. I just asked you a question.
But we're responsible.
Hold on. Who does?
Let's make it different. They brought it. We took it.
Okay, that's a nice way of doing you do it. Okay.
It's like somebody walked in this office right now and gave me a AK-47.
You don't have to take it.
I don't have to take it. No, do I have to go use it on somebody in the militia or whatever.
It happens, right?
Okay, let me ask you something. The big 800-pound gorilla in our black community is the Democratic Party. The culture by which they infuse upon us that they make sure everything's okay, boy and boy, girl and girl. Well, you don't have to agree with that.
I agree with that.
Right, historically, they every time something happens, they're going to come up with another program. And then when the money runs out, the program ran out. And so the things we became dependent upon now are no longer there. So we now have to find something else to do. We black folks are the most family-centered people until the Democratic Party got a hold of us and made us say alternative lifestyles is the way to go. Okay, so they own this. Okay, the psyche has changed. You know, now what we used to now we my mother we used to do stuff. I'm glad I did. But we didn't like right. We didn't like it. We glorified. Now we glorify free exactly. Okay, they are just hey, I mean EBT card here.
That's culture.
Yes,
It's culture. That's not having your priorities, your value system.
Yeah.
It's just like going to prison, and that's what we treat prison like it's a pig.
The family reunion.
A person gets out of prison, they get a card. A person graduates, it's just a high five.
Let me take this last call for you. Good morning on there. Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir.
The hoodwink. We've been bamboozled. Now that cheese is all right, brother. Whoa, whoa. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Not have enough time to take another call. Hey, you want to hold on or you want to call back? Because I don't have enough time to take. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. We'll be back. Uno momento. And this is just the first thing with our family, how to keep it strong, how to get it back together. Is it even possible? We'll be back. News Radio. No, that white guy that called, let me tell you something. He don't like it. Yeah, you can't, Although I will admit to you, the guy be telling the truth. He just don't say it. He said it in such a demeaning way because he is right about something. No, if somebody brings it over to you, you have to take it. I mean, we would not be used it. I'm gonna tell you how to get it out of here. You're right. You don't have to, right? Yeah. But it's green. You go to the weekly of it. Sure. And that's how it's up. But that's what you say though. It's like opioids too. The people who get strung out on opioids, if we get one, it's not like everybody. So then the option here should be making our people strong. It should be. But this is what I did say. The caller said something that was so true that we spread off into something else, like Kevin do. He said, I might not be a victim of it directly, but indirectly. Oh, yeah, we're all victims of it. Now, sure. We are indirectly, right? We don't smoke. We might drink. I don't think we do drugs. Okay, but we all safe. Yes, okay. Do you hit gunshots at night? Or do you hit? I hear gunshot. I thought it was in combat until we get something that 31st. Then on the job, we went to the next day. Probably was out on something. Another was probably shooting not stolen, or they got it some kind of an illegal way. And the effect is direct. See, they usually complain. Let's take two people, right? If they had a better killer, they had made me laugh. Yeah. If they had a better killer, they had made me. No. If they had a quick play, wait a minute. It wouldn't make the first page. It was big because of the location. Exactly. So if they had a better swing gate, it would have been another unidentified male with that, yada yada. This one they could not. But that's why they're doing it, because they don't expect this kind of behavior in those types of neighborhoods. So why should we expect it? You said this so that's what we get to. Yeah. Is like why is that is accepted in certain neighborhoods and communities? Because if we don't care, they don't. When we express our concerns, we're told that we're concerned. When they do, okay, I know right? One guy was in office. I know you remember. We raised $20 about people. Right. The senator, and there was over 200 people in District 6 that went down to the city hall to complain. The cemetery still went up. You had different lights in certain neighborhoods that went in the whole gas stations that went to sell alcohol. And guess what?
They were denied left and right.
Because you to do what is legal, don't necessarily mean to do what everybody wants. But you can't stop people from opening a business that's legal. Okay, but look at what happened. They closed down liquor stores. We got cemeteries in our backyard that we didn't ask for. I guess they figured they wanted to be closer where they know we're going soon. I mean, but I don't want to do that. That's all. Every time we open up the TV, the newspaper will shoot each other. I mean, yeah, but that don't mean I want them in my backyard. And I blame a lot of that on you people. Y'all want to get out there and tell same thing for that. Okay, I ain't seen you call a press conference. Oh, I don't know. I'll be effective in new time. And that's why I passed it. Guess what? There was a flood down there yesterday, right? Yeah. Guess who was there? I was. That's what you said. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Young boy got killed behind the church. Don't you? Yeah. Broken ankle. While your man was shaking, dropping like a flat down in the living room. Guess who was there with the phone?
Search results
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender.
That guy, he calls it. I knew what he was trying to do.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent what he was saying, but I ain't stupid enough to believe that the government didn't have nothing to do with it. I know the government did. CIA had something to do with it. I know that.
A lot.
But I'm looking at it as like a pharmaceutical company, right? They make all these drugs and we get hooked on it. We get whatever, and then instead of looking at the government necessarily, they try to go to pharmaceutical companies like they make all these other drugs, so they're not going to stop
pharmaceuticals. Now I'm gonna tell you why the pharmaceuticals are not big in the black community. You know why? We don't trust doctors. We really don't trust doctors. I mean, let's just put something. There you go. So you have to put some things in proper perspective. Why things are the way it is. Yeah. We could be in the middle of having a heart attack indigestion. And we walk around having many heart attacks without going to get checked. Yeah. Stroke. I mean, when we go to the doctor, trust and believe it's life, it's die, it's life and death. Yeah. Whites are more so want to experiment with pharmaceuticals. The only thing I can see black men experiment with is Cialis and Viagra. They know what that is. Guess what? They feel safe with that, right? Now you get that on them. Don't come and tell me you got some. Even when you take like models. Yeah. Now the models and stuff are becoming a part. But look at how they got it on. In a candy like oil. Because we don't do pharmaceuticals. We really don't. I mean, all of the drugs that you look at that we're playing with, pills, structure, it's going to be some sweet. It's going to be some that's appeals to you. We don't go and say, man, give me 2 or 3 Xanax. Oh, we think that Xanax, he's trying to kill me. And that's how we think. We don't go to the doctors like we're supposed to. We definitely don't take our medicine like we're supposed to. Yes, we take it. Yeah. So,
but if you look at it's like Baltimore, Detroit, they do heroin disease.
Right.
And that's
but that's not
I don't know how you all use it, but I mean shooting something in your vein, that's something different. Like
and there has to be somebody that is paid. Back on the brother, I was telling you something, Kel. Yeah. We're not pharmaceutical type. We're not quick to experiment with pharmaceuticals. We don't already go to the doctor on a regular basis. So, watch this. What would you like to take? He wouldn't do a fentanyl, right? And you know, you touch it in a kid. Yeah. But you leave about 2 or 3 Viagra pills around. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying?
That's if they're 100 milligrams.
See, and he know what he looking at.
Oh man.
Now, you take and you put like some Xanax in front of him, he'll leave him.
Yeah.
You
But
put,
Seattle's now.
see,
Yeah.
what did I tell you?
Yeah, I heard him Robert's man to my son. Yeah, you know, I tried this and I tried that, different people stuff. I mean, man, I know maybe your average won't do it, but a lot of them will do all kinds of
But
stuff.
some of them be lying. They understand their lies affect other young minds as much. And they'll go out and try that crap.
They lie about a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
They
they
shoot
do.
people and all kinds
They do in stores.
You know,
Vitamin Trace gave crack pipes and stuff to people in
They did.
Remember that?
They did.
They said, and so you can walk up and you take a you walk up in any Arab store, there's crack packs in the spray out. What do you buy?
I'm asking sometimes. I mean, you can actually go to jail for having some of that stuff.
Right.
But they sell it.
That's right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's
And that right there goes to show we need to do a better job.
But that's our stuff.
That's
a community.
The time you go down to City Hall and say we don't want no more package stores and stuff.
Nothing wrong with the package store, but not with the packaging they sell.
I
need some milk.
Your representative are ushering it right on in, right along, because you think about it. You know, city councils, these are businesses using the food to come into your area. So how many can you be fighting against drugs, but you got to sell a crack paraphernalia?
Well, I think you put a limit on selling that crap because we do need stores.
I'll tell you what. Let's go up the Atlanta highway, right?
Yeah.
One of the stores all by the hotels got some displays and crack pipes in their store. I was just over there at Market Place yesterday. I stopped at the little Arab gas station. It was not one crack pipe thing on display. You come down the Atlanta highway to the shell, you don't see not one. But the moment you cross over on Zelda Road and go to that D-Tech, or the one pace car across the street, it's sitting right there in the display aisle. You go right there by Alabama State to that little mom and pop store.
Right there on Carter Hill.
Yes, go to the one right there by Alabama State, the mom and pop store, and just walk in. There's a whole display. And then they even got all that weed that they sell. They got that. The fake weed. You know, the little weed fake weed. It's so you need to go about this thing and look. So I'm gonna sell fake weed. You need one. I mean, but it's missing something, which makes it legal for them to sell it. And if I don't have a THC or whatever, I was missing. I always smoke weed, so it don't matter to me. But it's there. It's right there in your kid's face. It's there. Yeah, but see, they come down to the community saying, well, we can't have this right here. Well, we don't have. You know what? We lay down at the community. Certain things. A lot of things. Yeah. For certain things, though, as soon as the police officer does something crazy, they're out there and mad. Well, because we hate structure. We hate structure. 20 years ago, we ran from the cops. 20 years ago, we ran up on it. Yeah. No, structure. I'm reading this thing right here, but it's from CDC. It says, marriage has been shown to be correlated with positive health outcomes and longevity. Recent report said that the death rates for both males and females are lower for those who were married at the time of death. You know what, right? And you spend a lot of time together, and you spend a lot of time taking care of each other. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to. And man said, blame the white man for everything. No, not everything, but he definitely got his role that he didn't play. He ain't got clean hands.
Neither do you.
No, but I ain't denying it.
All the time. So.
I ain't denying it.
Okay, we're back. Our numbers are 860-1440. You want to give us a call? I guess this morning is Pastor Willie Knight along with Mr.
L. Milliner.
And Mr. Milliner has a Milliner. He has a, well, you got a podcast?
Yes, sir. I host a show on Facebook.
What's that all about?
Basically politics, news, hot topics, social issues, cover a little bit of everything.
You want to come on big time? Are you ready? That's great time.
Well, I'm just starting out, man. I'm learning, all about the tech and all that. But yeah, I'm good.
It's a big thing. That is Mike. No later, like he's done 60. Actually, I'm over 60. Thank God for everybody else.
I know that's right.
Anyway, 860-14, this is at least once a month right now. We're going to have this conversation. And it's about family. It's not the black family, not the white family. It's the family. And how to make it stronger. I want to get people from ASU. I want to get people from Huntington. I want to get social workers. But, what's amazing thing really is that we in our community are surrounded by churches. And when we say most of the time the church in every corner, that is not an exaggeration. And yet we still listen, but we also surrounded by colleges. So you would think we would benefit from the information and the high institutions of learning that we have surrounded by Harvard, Yale, Princeton. Those people get involved in their community if no other way but to give advice. I've called off the issue trying to get somebody come over there. Really? Yeah. That was a couple years ago. People ago. I think it was before the president there now. And I thought, hey, you would. I thought a couple of them. So I'd like to come on. Let's talk about that that you teach. We've got people graduating every year with social sociology degrees. Have made one big difference in our community.
I got one of those.
You do? Exactly, you make a point. But you would think, though, if they're teaching these things in college, if it's worth a dime or the paper that is written on, they ought to be able to make a difference in our community.
Yeah, and my name is community development.
And what's doing it?
Well, I got to, I'm sitting here right
Well,
now. But other than that,
is there anything, take the whole course of study, is it relative?
It's relative to life.
That's what's going to be bad.
So here's what I say about college. If I had known now, if I knew then what I know now, I would have
saved your money.
I would have saved my money and probably went to like community college at best. May not even went to college. Period.
Let's take a phone call right here. Good morning. Thanks for holding. Yeah. Good morning. Okay, I got the gist of that when you don't have. But let me ask you something. Everything just about you just mentioned requires somebody else to give you something. We got more schools than we need. We got more buildings around here than we need. Although I do think we need help. You don't have to take the stuff because they bring it. That's a very good point. I don't know anybody that owns a boat.
There ain't nobody in there.
I don't know. It's too much water. No, but what we're talking about is family right now. Though. But we're talking about families though. You know, ultimately, that's the main institution that you derive from, and you think the strength, the perspective on life, and everything like that has a lot to do with how you are raised. I got what's that? We're doing Jumbo. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. But you wouldn't have to worry about it if you didn't mess with it.
You're missing her point. You won't even do it. Like right now, he's not.
I don't care if crazy people take drugs.
Okay, that's the football.
This is cheaper broadcasting what I work for. I don't care who it is. Who is primarily affected? Why would you know it? I don't.
You don't.
Well, I don't know because I never taken drugs in my life. I don't know.
It ain't right. You're not really bad. You're bad at something, but not necessarily.
Good morning. Good morning. Mm-hmm. And that's right. With some of the socioeconomic situation that goes on in the poor community, but we're not going. There are fewer poor black folks than there are white folks.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I do. Well, I don't know their highway. It's not predominantly black. It's still. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Are we? I want to answer this question. And I hear, and I think socioeconomic issues do play a part. But the problem is, who's responsible for you being in that social economic situation? Who's responsible for that? Don't hang it up now.
Right? He'll be on air next week with us. But again, you still did not answer the question. Who ultimately is responsible for your social economic status? And if you're not prepared for the job, listen, I went to a store the other day, right? They wanted me to bag my own groceries and talk to a machine and give the machine my money. Okay. Right. Mm. Mm. Well, I mean, a plethora of people and companies have brought their employment to a bunch of places. Mm-hmm. But let me ask you a question. Though. There are enough people who are employed or have enough money that they can start doing this, and not just cutting hair and then all barbers gotta have one, and not just having funeral home. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know who you're looking out for. I guess you're looking out for the people that are already here.
What about when Trump had the opportunity zone? That was in 2018.
Well, because we got a lot of folks in America nowadays who don't work certain times. They think somehow they're crazy. I gotta tell you, I ain't picking tomatoes. I mean, I ain't picking tomatoes. I'm not picking tomatoes in watermelon. We ain't going there. Well, I, we do want border security. Yes, we do. I think we got. I tell you what, cut off food stamps and a whole lot of people will go working at the chicken plant.
That would change it.
Okay, get away and say you know. I'm just saying. So Democrats come with another food stamp program. Yeah. Hey, appreciate. Let me tell you something. That says Democrats' agenda is anti-black. Okay? Blacks have always been hard-working Democrats, and for the Democrats push social program. Blacks, right? Blacks were family-oriented, not all get alternative lifestyle. Blacks believe in having their children, not uncommon to see 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. Now Democrats push abortion. Black folks are conservative, but Democrat policies have failed black people. We've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. But you know what? I used to say, folks look at me like I'm crazy. And, no, like I don't really put my feet apart. You just sit there. Well, you live a conservative lifestyle, and we vote against, we vote liberal. Now, with that, I don't agree with that family stuff. You know, you just say it's such a show. I believe in a man and a woman being in the house together, if something happens. I don't agree with same sex. I don't agree with divorce. You know, and I got my reasons why I don't support. Yeah, kill people, number one, but I also I got my opinion. Let me ask both of you guys a question. I think this can all be tied down to one element of our culture, and that is taking personal responsibility for where you are. I've never seen people walk around in the city with no driver license like I've seen people who've been here. You cannot get a job. You don't just have to go to school. You need to learn something while you're there. I agree. Okay, you can't have any kids by the time you're 20 years old and expect to be able to survive. It's not reasonable, it's not feasible. But it's about us taking responsibility for our own behavior and responsibility. Like one of the college states, we as a people, black and white, have become dependent on this system. If we're going to look at it, let's do it right. You need, in order to make it strong, you don't need to make it strong. You know, with my daughter, and got to whatever you want to college, I tell them at the age of 17, you got another year. Because then they ain't going to be around forever, and I don't have a system in place that will take care of you for the rest of your life. It's called life insurance.
No, it's not, because they don't want you to. My
Right,
goal
right.
is to teach you independence, teach you
Independence.
accountability and responsibility, whether you get married or not. And what happened, you know, I start cutting back when they get 16,
Yeah.
because it's 16, so
Well, I told you, ain't no more free money.
oh, absolutely not. You know, I got one at 16,
There you go, there.
and I finished 16. And by 16, you have a life that you don't work, right? So I start cutting back because this is where you start stepping up.
But you change dollars back.
So if you're that, and so by the time you get 18, you already had a taste of independence. Now you're going to get an even bigger taste when if you go out to college or the military or whatever life leads you. But I'm always pushing you towards that independence, that responsibility and accountability. We cripple our children by letting them stay too long. Say what you
Oh,
want.
absolutely. Listen, I know a guy who's 50 years old, still staying home anymore.
Yeah, my brother.
If you want to sick, I understand. But you're staying home, mama, because you don't want to go out there and get a job to work for yourself. Where does this mentality come from? There's something about being a man and being able to take care of yourself, and not depending on mom. There comes a point where you got to take away the breath from you. You know, and
What you do, you know, like I told my brother, it sounds kind of hard.
Yeah.
But if I lay out in that, there's not another human being that's going to step up and do to you what I was doing. So what I need to do while I still can is teach you how to get where I'm at or better.
Yeah, that's good. Good morning. Who's this?
Morning. Mm-hmm.
Amen. All righty then. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. Anyway, so our quest on this show, on this segment, is how do we get, and again, guys, I want y'all to bring in people, know a whole lot more than I do about this. And you are a good source because since you have been in that sociology world, you get some buddies to come in here and talk to us, or we need to talk to police, we need to talk to social workers, we need to talk to other preachers. What do we talk to the police? Because there are things that they know we don't. I mean, statistical things they know we don't.
Everything originates out of that place.
I agree. We got to be listening and have a willing ear. Anyone who goes to the I come into it. I need that. I'm ready to listen. Yeah, he can. They pick over 14, 11. I don't even believe what I hear.
Yeah. I feel like we got to deal with what inside. Before you talk to the police, teacher, because training starts with young adults.
But some parents don't train.
And they're not the problem. Right?
So what do we do about the parents that don't train?
They're letting the school do the education.
Well, I think they need the school to do the education.
Now, education to a certain extent, though, because they need to learn how to read, write,
arithmetic,
count.
Yeah.
Right, but they teach them a lot of extra things that shouldn't be taught in school. It should be in the house,
like transgenderism.
Right, right, and also hold on, and also they teach them a lot about when they teach them about history. It's always pinpointed to this history right here is white history. This history right here is Asian history. This is black history. It's like we're all Americans, all American history. We're all in the same country. So that shouldn't matter. And so what it does is it brainwashes the child to notice the difference between people's shades of color. Where that's not the big point. It's not the big point.
Why do they have to focus on the total negativity in the relationship between blacks and whites in America in school. People, why do we have to show you black people doing him and these things? And then as he sat there and listened, as he sat there and he said, all he could hear was in the classroom, these white people. So the schools are no help sometimes with this transition from the past into the present, into the future.
They put the blame on us. I'm gonna tell you why. You are the first teacher. Now, I don't think it's anything. This is who's from them explain that. Certain skills your child needs to have before they go to school. Number one, they need to be transparent. Number two, they need to respect authority. You got teachers that don't want to be bothered.
Not only because they don't get the support of the parents or the educators.
And I agree. But you're dealing with the house, right? You're going to put the
and they parents too. The parents.
They need parents support.
Right, they do.
And they need adjustment.
Sometimes that support is leaving us the hell alone.
It could be, but they need positive support. Now let's go to this history. We've been taught a lot of day one. We were told that Christopher Columbus discovered America. We don't know that. So the word they go on to say he's out there, it was some Native Americans. Look at the word discovered. Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. America wasn't America when the Native Americans was here. It wasn't America. Right. That means you found something. Okay. How can you find it? He found it. Well, how can you find it? Somebody's already there.
What happened? Wait, this somebody's already here. You own the land that your house is on? Yes, sir. How you do that? It was already here.
Yeah, right. You still found it, right?
How you gonna say you found it? Yeah,
I didn't find it. It was told to me.
How you found something that was already here, though? Oh, you got the rights to it. Okay, I was.
So everybody else had it, and now you have it.
Yeah.
Right? The thing is, the way they teach it to them is
he who tells the story and tells the story.
The thing is, America was not nothing. It was nothing then. It wasn't in America. They had no government. The native tribes were fighting each other for land. They were taking each other's land. Right. But then when they teach in school, they teach it as if the Native Americans were just all peaceful people, minding their own business.
Yeah. And I'm good about that. But the bottom line is that what do we do to at least get the attention of some of our young folks? And I'm looking at a movie last night. All the black movies that are coming with the ones that about drugs, steal, game changing, steal. I don't understand why we can't make this things like the Great Debate. We can't, but it's what we support. And we are and we culturally we don't support. You realize makes you more family. And we say nothing. Now, I remember when Eminem, the little white guy, when he made one song, and you can look it up, talking about children's baby mama and his mom. Yeah. He did. They came together, they made a new. We need to push this out here. What do you think will happen if you put that in the coat? I agree.
The culture says that, like, here's my question. What's the biggest white music radio station in America? I don't know. It's the music. Okay. In Montgomery, Alabama, what's the number one music radio station in America? 92.
92.
White. Across the hall. Why 102?
Across the hall right there, 92. WLWL.
Okay. What kind of music is that? Okay. What's the biggest black music radio station in my country? Okay. What kind of music is that? Right. So the culture of black people predominantly represents derogatory language, violence,
young folks.
Whereas the number one white culture
seems to be more about wholesale.
Get the truck back.
Right. It's basically, there's a different standard. Different standard.
Now, it is their feet that are listening to the audience. How do we know? Let's just take a look. We're emulating our culture.
We can go there. Yeah.
You see more Caucasians fixing themselves up to how our women look nasty. You see white guys. I seen a white guy with braids, rock. And I just,
well, you know, the Vikings back then, they used to dread their hair. They did. That was part of, everybody used to do that. American Black. Okay. American Black.
And if you look at some of the young white folks, what culture they come from?
Their own culture for the most part. Most of them listen to rock, country.
But none of that affects most of our kids go out and do it.
No, it don't make it, but we're talking about, we're just talking about what is out there and where, where it's going.
Because for the most part, our culture, it's a pretty good culture. We believe in hard work.
Now? I mean, maybe 50 years ago, and not now, though.
And we believe in love. And more importantly, the one thing that about every black person in America believes in is God. Now we have to have these long conversations. Well, and we all kinds of. Now I get inundated sometimes with people's philosophy about God.
Let me bash the clergy for just a second. They lose faith in us when you got somebody on there, like I saw a clip where they swagging and surfing in the church.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a sacred church is a sacred place. Or if you get caught up in some kind of scandal, I guess like this Jake got caught up in, or Bishop Eddie Long, or Benny Hill, or Jimmy Swaggart, the clergymen have got to hold themselves to a certain standard.
But they're not perfect people.
They're not, but still.
But still, you hold yourself to a standard. There again.
But they still make mistakes like
to a higher standard. You're at a higher standard.
Mistakes, Kevin.
Well, we're in the business to say, preacher, you got to have a higher standard.
When you make mistakes,
the Bible says
actually it does. Actually,
it does. Very clearly.
But here's the thing: I can't tell you about accountability and responsibility. I don't do it, right?
Yeah.
If I make a mistake, I got to own up to it, regardless of what it is.
The question is, how do we infuse that kind of attitude in our young folks?
It starts at home, and you know what? It's some that's not going to make the cut, but we've got to get to the point to where we can actually deal with what's going on in the home. Let's stop saying it's none of my business when it affects you indirectly.
Right.
We got to take a break. We'll be back.
You're not calling in no more? We done ran off Kevin calls.
What's that?
We done ran off your calling. Hold on. Yeah, they got to when Kevin was talking about there's a church on every corner, he ain't lying.
No,
now if every church, I made this crazy suggestion. If every church adopted the street that they sit on, I promise you crime would drop.
Wow.
Tremendous.
And get involved with that street.
Yeah, right there where they are.
What's going to cause? It's going to cause fellowship amongst the churches. It's going to cause accountability amongst the pastors because, okay, let's take my church. It sits on Ferguson Street. I know everybody. I was just on Ferguson Street yesterday with the flood. You know what the ladies were saying? Good morning, pastor. They didn't look at me like I was a stranger. It was good morning, pastor, because they knew who I was. Imagine if every pastor.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Because we spend so much time, y'all want to go out there and walk and wake up folks' grandmamas talking about stop the violence.
Right.
If every pastor just worked their street and their street alone, crime would tremendously.
And if 10 of y'all on the same street, take the next street over, the next street over, the next street over.
10 of y'all work that street.
Well, then should nobody have no problem.
That's right. So if we as clergy, but you mentioned that, folks, well, I'm old and I don't want to get out.
Well, you need to get out. You need to get out of business then.
Because Christ was a worker.
Yeah.
He was a laborer.
He was right
there. He was also 33.
But the Bible said we got to go out and compel you to come. Yeah, he was 33 doing his ministry,
Right.
but look, you can walk up and down the street, even if you got
That's
a
true.
handful of people.
Get your chair and go roll it.
And get out, come out the four walls. Y'all
Yeah.
shake the walls down on Sundays.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
you leave and they don't see you again on either the funeral or the
Yeah,
next service.
that's right.
What if, Kevin? What if you gonna if we gonna do something with the clergy?
Now that's probably one of the most reasonable recommendations I've heard. Let's just get to know your street.
Just your street.
Just your street.
How many churches we got in this city?
500.
Okay, over 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Legitimate churches.
Oh no, that goes down.
It's 134 square miles in Montgomery, so let's do the math.
Okay, so even though there'll be some areas that probably wouldn't get covered, but the majority, 80% of the city would get covered.
But if you planted the right seed, the people who lead these communities would go out and carry that message and the things they do and say. So you can still affect people who don't live in your community by sending out soldiers that do believe what you say.
And if the churches, you got all these schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the church adopted that street and the school that sits in their community donated towards some of these after school programs, just $25 a month towards the boys football team, so for those that don't have certain things, they can have it. $25. I'm not asking for a lot. We donate right now to Valley Cross every month. I don't brag about it. I can show you the message. Brock brought me over to speak to the kids. We donate every month. We don't miss a month to where we donate to Valley Crossing, right?
And you know what? You see your money is paying off.
Right, because those are black males that are not in the street that desire an education. So we got to invest in our. So I can't preach to them about taking care of the house and doing this and that, and I'm not doing it. So yeah, Kevin, that's just a thought, Doc.
That's a good thought.
You know, and I would love to put that out on the air if you don't mind, sir, before we get to arguing again.
Yeah, we're going.
And then we go to the
We're gonna probably have them calls in the last few minutes.
Well, it's 15 minutes left.
Yeah, I'll get her to call and I'll give y'all the last word when we get there.
Okay. But you know, it's there when dealing with crime and dealing with these this messed up families, and the clergymen do play a major role. They really do.
Yeah.
We get to say stuff in the courtroom when the parents can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the last thing you hear at the funeral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
We don't hear you, but
you know, you'd be amazed. I can go down my messages. Women who have lost their kids or had problems, who reach out to me. You know, we got to stop running to the people just for the problems. And he's telling you, okay, this is what we need to be doing. And then we need to get more involved and do our part.
Yeah, that's right.
And we are back. Take a couple more calls. I'm getting pastors and Mr. Elmer.
Miller.
Okay, I'm close to you. Good.
Once I call you Keith.
Okay. As long as you got the KE in there, we are good. Look at our phone. We're funny on air. Thank you. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yes, sir. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I understand, bro. Yeah. Mm. Hey, I'm gonna have to wait and yeah, I'm gonna wait for the evidence on TD now. I like TD. I'm gonna have to see a video or something. Yeah. Yeah. In bed with her. What you mean? Oh, yeah, what you mean? Okay. Appreciate it, AJ. I gotta take one more call and good morning. Who's this? Okay, I hear you, bro. Good morning.
Yep.
All right then. Hey, what's AME?
African Methodist Episcopal,
Okay.
something whatever it is. Yeah, I attended one of those churches when I was in college.
That's like
I
Catholic
know.
Light or something like that.
It's Catholic. I mean, opposite.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
It's totally different.
Anyway, Willie, I'm gonna give you your last word, and I'll just shut up because you did have a great suggestion, and I
Yep.
thought that was pretty something we talked about.
One of the things, well, the thing that I want to suggest to all churches and pastors is that, you've heard the outcry that the pastors need to do more. And I couldn't agree with the people. I couldn't agree more with the people. My suggestion, and this is just me, I'm not really with the marching. Walking around the street once a month, we picking sporadic neighborhoods, yelling stop the violence. What if every church that sits on a street here in Montgomery, this is my suggestion to kind of help curb things that we see. If every church just adopt the street that they are on, for example, I sit on Ferguson Street. So Ferguson Street will be my responsibility to get to know the neighbors if I had, learn what's going on if I don't, and to try to talk to them as often as I can. If every pastor was to adopt the street that they're on, especially if it's in a residential area or nearby, I kind of believe that what we see would kind of turn a little bit.
Yep. And what about the schools in those areas too?
And even with the schools, if we could just start help funding the schools in our area. Don't worry about Alabama and Auburn. They're going to make their money. Lee, Lanier, Carver, JD, or whatever the new names are. Let's adopt some schools. Let's get more involved with the after-school programs, even on the junior high level, even on the elementary level, because when something happens that is detrimental, somebody dies or whatnot, they always seem to come together to congregate at the church. So now it's time that the church takes a more proactive role in the community.
And leave the four walls. Right?
And leave the four walls. Christ didn't sit up in the synagogues and teach all day. He walked for 33 and a third years, but he did ministry for 3 and a third. In other words, the real ministry don't start until you come outside the four walls. And
Amen.
I think that we need to be held accountable for a lot of the stuff that you see going on. Of course they don't go to church, because the Lord told us to go out and compel those that are in the dark to come to the marvelous light. Who are we, seriously? Who are we compelling?
Yeah. Let me take one more call. And one more thing too. I tell you, coaches seem to have the authority that we wish school gave our teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, to do whatever necessary. And what schools haven't figured out yet, preachers, people in leadership roles, parents, we're coaches too.
Mm-hmm.
And we coach you in the adventures of life. And so I think if people want to do what Willie wants to do, I think that and when we go into school, we wear a shirt that says coach, because we coach to our kids, and we're the first coach, as a matter of fact. So let's stop giving all the authority to the football coach, and how about giving it to the parent coach? Okay, take a couple of calls, then we can be done. Good morning, on air. Yes. Mm. Mm.
I'm so glad you asked. Let me address that.
Well, we don't have a whole lot of time.
No, it'll be quick.
All right.
I can't speak
Appreciate
for others about their investing, but we actually invest in a school here in Montgomery. We also have a senior citizens program set up where we help those that can't afford their medication to get the medication. If you look on the church page, you'll see what we do. We were doing the community lunches before COVID, but the program that we were affiliated with is no longer operating. Now, you do have some churches that do actually benefit the community just like ours do. Maybe you need to find another church.
One more call. Good morning, on air. So who you cooking breakfast for? Willie? Oh, me and Willie. Okay, what you cooking? So you work at Pierce's kitchen. I appreciate that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Working out, just gave a free plug. I appreciate you. That salmon croquette thing is pretty good, though.
It sounds like you're about to go get it.
Go get one. Guys, thank you. Now, this was just our initial show on it. It's called about family and how to make it stronger. And what's it? This is second
Wednesday.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. And but we do want to bring other people in, because it takes all of us to and the information that is available to us to try to figure this out, and maybe we can make a difference. I don't know.
I think we can.
And we need some women on the air too. Sometimes
we're gonna have to do it more than once a month. So in order to make a difference, because what we're talking about is crucial.
Yeah, I agree.
There's so many different sides to it.
Y'all better get my phones ringing so people want to talk now. I dump y'all.
Well,
tell y'all that.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't know because it was you, but now that you got a little flavor, you're gonna have to fall back and let us do what we do.
Well, I do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Well, I'll take one more. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another subject.
I know my
Hey,
brother
appreciate it.
call in
Let
and do it
me
like
take one
that.
more call. Yeah. He do exactly what you like. Now, I'm just saying.
You don't want to say
Good morning when he brought up the salmon croquette before I said anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good morning. Who's this? Okay. I appreciate it. All right, Steve. You know, it's almost the end of the show. You get all kind of crazy calls and things of that nature. But guys, a good job in coming up. And again, we do need to get other people involved in this conversation because there are people, especially out there, the DIS, and folks like that. Focus Fight Ministries is out there. I work with them, and we're trying to do it different, but it's going to take a lot of people.
And you gotta enforce accountability and responsibility. Even if you don't want to talk about it, we have a history of wanting to do it. So we have to open this can of worms
and tell the truth.
Yeah.
And truth don't care who tells it. And they don't mind who it falls on.
Now stand up and be bold.
And none of us are perfect. But we certainly can be a man. Yeah. I mean, you look at the dictionary and the man, you see nothing.
This year was my last call. Man, so he gonna fix chemistry, man. Okay.
That's Roscoe's buddy.
Yeah, that's all you want to tell me now. Early. You know anything about me? I'll play. Okay, I know. But no, hey, I think it's shot. They didn't know how to take it. One guy called in. Who's responsible? Good man, come on, Kevin. Man, you should have wanted